about warm temperatures. The difference is they're going to last a little while longer this week, so we don't have to dread rain by the weekend, and so I hope you can make some fun in the next few days. This whole week's going to be pretty nice. Today is going to be a little warmer than yesterday. Should be pretty mild. It's still cool out there right now and partly cloudy. We had some morning clouds this morning, 60s. We're right around 56 in Temecula. We have some upper 50s in Santa Clarita and 59 in Seal Beach, and then we also have some upper 50s for the foothills. So today is going to be pretty nice and mild, but then we do have temperatures warming up again this week, where we are going to be talking about some 80s back in the forecast again. Philip, Javon, I'll send it back to you for now.
Okay, thank you. We'll be complaining about the 80s soon enough, right? We'll be like, what happened to that rain? As we can. So definitely a late season storm this past weekend, but we're finally going to be heading into some warmer temperatures now. And this whole week's going to be pretty nice and mild, and there's no rain in the forecast for the next 7 days. And yes, that means a weekend free and clear of rain, finally, this coming weekend. So you can make some fun plans. Though, a lot of sun, and then our temperatures should be pretty mild as we get into this afternoon. This ridge high pressure is going to build on in here the next few days, and it is going to warm our temperatures up. After we get into that warmer territory by tomorrow, it's just going to fluctuate by a couple degrees pretty much each day, and then we won't see too many changes. A little cooler by the weekend. I'll show you on the 7-day, but it's still going to be pretty nice. And then getting up to about 76. Tomorrow's going to be even more mild, and then as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, it's going to be warm, sunshine, and we're going to stay close to 80 all the way through Thursday. So tomorrow through Thursday will be the warmest days of this week. A little cooler Friday, still going to be pretty mild. Then we'll slowly start to warm it back up as we get into next Sunday, and then we will see temperatures get right back into. Temperatures will stay for the mountains as well, all the way into the weekend with plenty of sunshine and some mid-60s. It'll take us all the way into the weekend, so we're all going to have either a very nice, mild, or warm week, depending on the day and where you are. Philip, Giovanna, back to you. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Brianna.
Still feeling a little cool outside, but it's nice to have the sunshine. Those temperatures are warmer than they were yesterday already, and so that's already looking up for us. Burbank right now, it's still cool. It's 57. Overall, it should be a pretty mild day. 62 over into Irvine, and still hanging on to that cool weather, and a lot of 50s for a lot of spots. Hemet 54, Beaumont about 51 degrees, and then the mountain areas, that's cold. 59 in Santa Clarita. So we've got low pressure out toward the Four Corners region, and then we've got this ridge right off the. Get into the next few days here. So for Los Angeles and Orange County, today we are still going to be below average, but it's going to be warmer than this weekend. So we're going to be right around 68 degrees, pretty mild. Into tomorrow, we get close to 80. So tomorrow's going to be a pretty big jump back to the warm weather for several days. Tomorrow quite a bit warmer. We jump up almost 10 degrees to the low 60s. And then we'll hit that mild weather as we get into Wednesday with some mid-60s. That's going to take us all the way. It's staying close to 80 degrees almost for the rest of the 7-day. So we're going to hang on to this warm weather for a little while now. So it should be pretty nice. Philip, Javon, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you. Right now,
really causing much of an issue. We have some light slowing on areas of the 91 westbound. And for the most part, everything's looking all right. It won't be that way for too much longer. All right, John, Irene, I will send it back to you.
Thanks, Brianna.
But we are seeing it on ours. The number 3 lane is blocked right at Vineland Avenue as you are traveling through this area. It looks like we have a trail connector where it is all wide open and looking pretty great at the moment. John, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
Good to hear, Brianna. Thank you. Coachella Weekend 1 is done, and it did not disappoint. And it's a supersized cartoon for kids, but created some supersized emotions for parents.
Yeah, Brianna is here with the top entertainment headline.
Yeah, there's been a lot of Coachella talk the past few days and seeing all the pictures on Instagram. It's been just tiring looking at them. But yeah, it was a big weekend, and weekend 1 now in the books. Doja Cat had the honor of closing things out. Million. And finally, it's the cartoon that had kids laughing and parents crying this weekend. Left wondering, do we all need to watch Bluey?
I think we do.
I don't have kids, but now I'm like, I might need to get on board here.
It might help us deal with some like emotional trauma or something,
wow.
You know?
Thanks, Brianna. Lopez, does your kid watch Bluey?
Yeah.
He does, okay. So you're the only one who knows what it is.
It's really cute, and every single episode, the messaging is so sweet and wonderful, and so you don't feel.
As a stalled truck that was in this area, and then there was an accident that resulted after, not not sure if it was the stalled truck that was there. And another, consider taking Lincolnshire, taking Ventura Boulevard, and just trying to hop around some of this. We're only going to see it get worse, especially if it's a fatal accident. But we are trying to get some more information on exactly what's going on here. We'll have another check in just a little bit. John, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Brianna, thank you.
We have about 4 lanes that are blocked off due to a fatal accident here. You know, initially it started out 5 at Sunset Boulevard and everything is looking okay over here, but we will keep you updated through Studio City. Lancashire's a good alternate, as well as Ventura Boulevard for the northbound side. I would consider taking either of those. All right, John, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, Brianna, that's a tough spot on a good day. Okay. Thanks.
The map here, I'm going to get you out to the Cerritos area in just a moment, but the biggest accident that we have is unfortunately a fatal accident over into the Studio City area. It happened on the northbound side, but now we're really starting to see that traffic build on the southbound side because the driver is stopping and looking, so you can expect some traffic either way on both sides of the freeway at Campo de Cuenca. Now, Avenue, but it's affecting your westbound side too, with some drivers probably stopping and looking. Also, just typically a tough spot to get through, so you do have Artesia Boulevard to get through some of that, but those are the 2 worst spots that we're looking at. We'll have another check in just a little bit. John, Leslie, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
Okay, Brianna, thank you very much for that.
If you want taking an alternate route, you have Ventura Boulevard, you have Lincolnshire to try and get around some of this traffic. But again, you're going to hit it on both sides. They're not expecting to have those northbound lanes open until about 7:30 this morning. And then typically we will see that get delayed sometimes too. But 5 and 60 interchange, the 5 is moving pretty slowly. 60 is looking a little better at the moment. John, Leslie, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
Brianna, thanks very much. Now they said
northbound headed through Studio City, so not the high volume side, but at some point there was an accident at Cuenca. They would reopened by about 7:30. It's now been extended an additional hour until about 8:30. So we're not expecting those lanes to be reopened. It's also much more difficult on the southbound side because a lot of drivers stopping and looking at what's going on, so it's slow moving all the way out of North Hollywood. If you want to get around some of this, especially on the northbound side, you can take Lincolnshire or Ventura Boulevard. There are some side streets that will delay you, though, quite a bit. We'll keep you updated here. All right, John, Leslie, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
Okay.
It happened much earlier, but we are still seeing some lanes that are blocked off here. We're not expecting them to be reopened until about 8:30 this morning. Now, it's not the high volume 10 and the 110 interchange where it is moving all right here, slow in all the typical spots, and it has been a pretty busy morning out there with quite a few accidents. John, Leslie, Irene, I'll send it back to you.
okay, thank you very much.